There are staples of mixed martial arts fights that I absolutely adore and will never get sick of. One are elbows from range, and Fernando Padilla has those because he's got a huge reach. And the other is getting submissions based off of devastating strikes. And I think that all came together on Saturday night for you, Fernando. Welcome to Extra Rounds. Congrats on a huge victory, man. You got to still be buzzing from that one.
Yeah, thank you, TJ. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Crazy night. Thank God it was a fast fight, and I'm able to be healthy. But yeah, crazy performance. Thank God I was able to show it, and I did everything I said I was gonna do, and I'm happy I did.
You're looking at your height. Obviously, you're bigger than most of your opponents, but you have the reach of the average light heavyweight. Like, I think John Jones only has 4 inches on you, man. Like, it's crazy to think about. I mean, what is it like training in the gym? Like, if you had an opponent that had a similar reach to you, would you even be able to find a training partner that has a similar reach to you? Because it just doesn't seem like they exist.
Yeah, I mean, reach wise, I know that I'm the one of the ones with like the longest, but yeah, I mean, you can always find tall people, you know. You can always have to find welterweights or lightweights. Usually are the ones who I train the most. Because yeah, like if I want to do a 45er with my same reach, obviously there's none. Uh, but yeah, bro. I mean, it's not hard to find, but I do have to go up on weights. That might be like a big thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think many people are going to bring you a challenge when it comes to the reach department. And I'm curious when you started training in mixed martial arts and started putting everything together. Did you know right away that you were always going to be able to have this type of advantage on the feet? Because the way you throw elbows from range, man, like people don't throw elbows like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've been practicing a lot. Obviously developing with time, and obviously my record talks about for itself, right? Like 16 fights, being all that time in the cage, show me a lot of the weapons that I have and things that I can use. I always say it. It's not something that I learned since the beginning to be that rangy. But when I was training in Mexico, used to I feel that my dirty boxing was way better. When the inside, a lot of people expect me to be really long, but my dirty boxing and my inside boxing was really good. You know, the always training with small people, people with good technique. One of my striking coaches back home. He had developed his own style in the inside, and he showed me a lot of it. So that's pretty much a lot of him too. Damian Ortiz. I give props to him, and then I came here to America, and then I start finding out that like, okay, I can be like really, really long if I want to. You know, I have Coach Colin Oyama started developing my kicks, my knees, my elbow game, and it just turned everything around, obviously. And the experience on the cages would make me be able to throw the things that I throw how I throw them. Like I just feel that I enjoy the moment of the fight, and I start understanding like the distances once I'm there. And yeah, I mean that's just hard work and a lot of dedication. You know, a lot of time put it into it.
Yeah, I mean, also too, we talk about your reach. You have the ability to submit people in ways that others can't as well. And we saw that. You get this Darce choke, a standing Darce. I can't recall too many. And it sounded like you preferred to keep it on the feet to try to finish that choke. Tell me your mindset because again, I can't recall really ever seeing a standing Darce quite like that.
Yeah, I knew he was a little bit. He was hurt, not a little bit, but he was hurt. I throw a lot in the ground, and I can see the discomfort on his face, discomfort. But once he's standing up, when he was starting to standing up, and I secured because I secured the vice grip first, so I put his head down, and he didn't keep the underhook going up. He kind of let it go down, so his arm pretty much like went to the inside of my body, and I knew I had it. So as long as I was pressuring against something, and like I said on the post fight interview, is like I knew the ground and the cage were gonna be the same, so I just pressed him through the cage. I was just trying to put his body like if it was cheese, just like gritting to it, and it happened. You know, I was expecting him to fight it a little bit more, but I guess it was really tight too. But I mean, all the bars to wrap around, I was sure they was tight.
You talk about the discomfort that you put him in. I mean, that submission was set up as much by your great technique as it was just blunt force trauma. And that's what I like. I mean, when you can hurt someone on the feet and then submit them on the floor, like that's a well-rounded mixed martial arts performance. And I gotta
Yes,
assume
sir.
that anytime you get that, going your way, you're gonna take advantage of it.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's been always my game. A lot of people ask me like, "Oh, why you don't submit people like before?" And if you go and see my fights, uh, honestly, every time I submit someone is because they take me down. I never really landed the takedown to my submission, and I feel that this is the first time that I was able to land it like that. And it wasn't even a takedown; it was a knockdown. I knock him down, and I just follow it up to stay on top. But obviously, I've been working on my wrestling. I've been working on my technique over and over, and that's something that if you work on wrestling, if you're working on the cage constantly, that's something that it's there. It's there. A lot of people will prefer to go for that like you say the darts all the way to the ground, but when you're able to do crazy stuff like I do, I mean that was what I was thinking, and thank God it worked. You know.
This was a bounce back fight for you. You are now 2-1 inside the octagon. What was it like, kind of walking into the octagon for the first time after a loss? Did you feel like you needed to prove a point in this fight, Fernando?
No, not really. I wanted to prove a point to myself. That like, man, I work so hard to be more it's like a mixed martial artist, right? I put pride on that thing. I even said it on the September 16th fought, like I just wanted to show that I'm a well-rounded mixed martial artist. And I feel that in February, and I'm sorry, in September, I just focus a lot on hitting him with the hands. Obviously I throw a lot of elbows too during that fight, a lot of knees and kicks, but not as much as I wanted. Not as I didn't mix it up as well as I wanted to do it. And in this fight, I was able to show it all. It was the perfect combination, and man, that's why I want to show every time. Just that I'm getting better, not just at one thing, but all the skills together.
You were rewarded for your troubles. $50,000 bonus goes your way. Performance of the night. How life changing is that at this point in your career?
A lot, a lot. I mean, $50,000 ain't nothing, right? It's like it's a big amount of money for me. For me, it's a big accomplish and a big uh, I don't. I think I leave with the money that I have, and I make it work all the time. But obviously, it's something that like reminiscing to when I was a little kid, and or when I was starting on this, and my parents or my friends or everybody was like, "You're never gonna get paid for this. You're never gonna get a lot of money for this," you know. And now I look at it, and it's like as a kid who came from Chihuahua with people telling you that all the time, and being able to have that and know that you win that, it's just motivation, you know. It is a big quantity of money, but it's not enough for what my life is going to be. So I want more. It just makes me want more, and go there and get that experience again, and get that show for everyone again, and be able to get another one, and another one. And I hope I can keep saying that in the years to come that I was able to accomplish a lot more performance of the night than just this one.
Yeah, I mean, if this is a sign of things to come, the future is looking pretty damn bright, Fernando, and you got to be proud of yourself. Obviously, it looks like you didn't take much damage. When would you like to get back in the octagon?
Uh, Honestly, as fast as I can. I know that September 16th, I've been talking a lot about it. The September 16th is coming in 6 months, but it's obviously 6 months. If
Right.
we can get something fast, and if we can divide it at 3 and 3, I train 3 months for another fight, and then three more for the September 16th. That will be perfect for me. Obviously, staying active is what I want. But if they want to save me for that September 16th and make something big, I'll be down. I'll be super down. And I always tell them the more time that you give me, the better that I get.
Yeah, I can't imagine what fighting in the sphere would look like, right? Like just the walkout alone.
Yes, yes, that would be crazy if the T-Mobile was just incredible. I just can picture in my head the sphere, and I've never been there. I want to go visit first so I can have a little perspective of how it's going to be. But Yeah, yeah, man. For how everyone is putting it is gonna be one of the best cards of this year. So I want to be there.